Welcome to your Vibe Tribe. I'm your host, Eliana. Tune in every Friday to listen to conversations about mental health, relationships, dating, pop culture, and listen in on powerful interviews with powerful women from all walks of life. Hey guys, it's your host, Eliana. Welcome back to another episode of your Vibe Tribe. I want to introduce Joselyn. Do you say Beltran or it's Beltran? I'm assuming.
Yeah, you could say it either way.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, like Eliana mentioned, I'm Jocelyn. So I'm born and raised in SoCal. I'm 20.
Okay.
Oh my God, I was gonna say 24. I'm so sorry. I'm 26 years old.
Oh
I'm
my,
so
that happens to
stuck.
me
Like,
all the time.
yeah, I'm 26. And as you know, like I'm a dog mom. I love my dog. I Yeah, I'm a SoCal native. So that's exciting. That's actually an interesting fact about me because I've lived in SoCal for so long that even
Mhm.
saying, "Oh, I'm a SoCal native," it's like weird for me to say it. But
Oh my God.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wait, I didn't know you were in Southern California. What part of SoCal are you in?
I'm in Orange County. Orange County.
Okay. Okay, got you. Is that like LA area? Because I'm like, Orange
Uh,
County's, I don't really
yes,
know.
I think you're in San Diego, right?
hmm
Okay. So when you're going to LA, you hit Orange County. So I'm in between
Okay.
LA and SD.
Okay, is that like Irvine
Yes.
area?
So yeah,
Okay, I was just there
yeah.
this weekend. That's why I know.
Yes, so close to Irvine. Yeah, Orange
Okay.
County. A lot of times it gets confused with LA County. So like if I'm out
Okay.
traveling, I say I'm from LA because everyone knows LA. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna explain like, oh, I'm from Orange County.
I'm in
Yeah,
the middle.
yeah. I'm in the middle. Yeah.
Well, I love that. Wait, I was just like literally gonna be like, I didn't even know you were in SoCal. For some reason, I thought you were like, did you tell me you were in Southern California? I was like, I completely missed that.
No, I don't think I did.
I don't think we even like really like chatted. This is like our first time like actually talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were just like messaging. I love that. So
Okay.
welcome, but thank you for reaching out to me. I'm like super excited. So
Thank you. Actually, I found your
yeah.
page through somebody else's. I think her name is
Okay.
Que Paso Yaya.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
we went to
And
high school together.
oh, cool. Yeah. So it's
Mhm.
interesting because she did like a Q&A and somebody asked, "Oh, like, do you know of anyone who's a mid-sized Latina?" And to me, I was like, "What? This is new to me." Um,
Yeah.
and she put you as like a recommendation and I was like, what, this
hmm
is interesting, I never knew of this. And that's like how I started following you. And it's nice, like your content, I love your content, so it's
Aw.
yeah. um
Thank you. I'm like, it's hard. I mean, I'm still like new to like all of social media. So it feels like nice to hear that because like sometimes, especially when you're like starting off and you're small, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I feel cringy sometimes posting stuff, but I'm like, if one
oh my
person like
God.
relates to it or I'm like, hey, I identify with her, then I'm like, that's what I'm here for. So,
Yeah, that's
oh, that's
good. That's
awesome.
good. That's good. I mean, I guess it's good because on my social media, I know like I I have this weird thing like if I'm browsing on someone's page, I like to know where they're from. And
hmm
I was looking at mine and I was thinking, wow, you can't even tell where I'm from. Like I can't I
Like
don't
your
have
page.
anything. Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Sometimes it's okay to be low key. You
Yeah.
leave a little mystery.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's exciting. Yeah, to say that I'm like from Orange County. Um, and I know that are you originally from San Diego or
I friggin' wish. No, no, no. I moved from Orlando to San Diego like probably 6 months ago, I think. Yeah, I think it's officially been 6 months. So I just moved. So I don't like
Nice.
really, I know it's like everything's still new, but oh my gosh, I love it. Like I couldn't imagine like growing up in like this area. I feel like I don't know, it's just so beautiful and like I mean it's expensive. That's like the downside for me, but it's just beautiful.
Really? I would think Florida would be expensive as well. It looks
Yeah,
nice. It's beautiful.
it's not worth it. I mean, I've also lived there my whole life, so I can't like talk shit because Florida is beautiful in like certain areas, but like I'm a big weather person and like
Oh,
I
okay.
can't be in humidity. My hair is a disaster. I sweat like naturally so much. Like I sweat
Same.
from my head.
Same. Yeah.
So like if it's humid, I can't dress cute. I can't like look nice because I just like step out and I'm already sweating. So it's like I can't live there. It's too humid for me.
Oh, and it's humid over there. Wow.
And
Okay.
it's like people are like southern, and so sometimes it's just like it's not my vibe.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's well, welcome to SoCal. I mean,
Thanks.
you need to check
I'm so
out
happy.
Northern California. You need to check out Northern
Yeah.
California. It's amazing there
I heard
too.
it's like different too. It's like a different type of aesthetic, but it's still beautiful on its
Yeah.
own.
Yes, it is. I personally just like love it. Southern California sometimes, like me and my friend, we just recently went to Seattle, and we kind of got sad because the weather was very gloomy,
Really?
and
Hmm.
we were laughing because we were telling ourselves, wow, we underestimate California so much because of the weather and everything.
It's just beautiful. Like I was driving, like I vlog because I took a ski trip like 2 weekends ago, and I'm like editing the
Hmm.
video, and I'm just like looking at us like driving through the mountains, and I'm like, or even just like on my day-to-day drive, like I'm just going anywhere and I see the mountains and like when you view like all the houses on the hills, like it's just you
Yeah,
can't get that anywhere else. Like it just looks so nice.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not even mad anymore. Like whatever I was worried about, I'm not worried about it anymore. Like it's fine.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's
I
good.
love it.
Yeah, I know it's a big change to actually move out of state. Um, but yeah, California could be expensive, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it. Yeah, it's so worth it. Like zero complaints. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've never been anywhere. You've been only in I mean, you've traveled, I'm assuming, but I'm just saying you've never lived
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yes,
Okay.
I've never, no, yeah. And I think, I mean, I know a lot of people do move out from California, Southern California especially.
Hmm.
But I think I would never want to move out from Southern California, even though it's very expensive. Um,
I know.
I know like Tennessee and Texas catch my attention, but I know I won't do it. It won't beat the weather, that's why.
It's not the same. Like people are like, "Oh, tech like Austin is like a new California." I'm like, "No, it's not." I'm like,
No.
not the same. Like I it's just it has its beauty. I feel like every city has its beauty, but it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you've seen that guy on TikTok that's like California forever and goodbye. Like he replies to people who are talking like shit about California and then he ends the tweet with like California forever and goodbye. It is so
Oh my
good.
goodness. I've never seen it. I need to check it out.
I'm
That's
gonna try to
funny.
find a video. I'll send it to you. It's amazing because he's just like, it's so relatable. I'm like, yeah, it's expensive, but I don't care. Like,
Yeah. I think San Diego is it's beautiful. I've never really hung out in that
mhm.
area. Actually, my dog, that's where I got her from. There's a adopt, I don't know how to call them. It's an
It's a shelter or
organization.
like,
Yeah, like it's a rescue shelter, but they're like
okay.
nonprofit, and they're based off from San Diego because they rescue dogs in TJ. And so I think that's been like the only time I've been to San
Oh,
Diego.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and the other time would be like when I had recently graduated from high school and I went to like the zoo, and the first time I'd actually stepped into San Diego because I don't really go down there. I don't even ever go outside of Orange County. Oh my God.
You're like, I never leave.
Oh, I know. No, yeah. I guess because since I'm a native here, these areas are kind of just like, well, like,
You have
they're
your
gonna be
stuff
there
that you're
forever.
used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yes, that's where I I got my dog from, one of the organizations in San Diego, um and because they rescue dogs in TJ. I don't know if you've been to TJ yet.
I have not. Can we just talk about that for a second? Because I have seen
Yeah,
like girls just like all over TikTok posting like, oh, spending the day in TJ, like getting like all these like things like laser because obviously it's like cheaper. And I'm just like, you're just walking into Tijuana by yourself, like no, like you're just like, let me show you my day in Tijuana. I'm like, bitch, what?
yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I
Is it
wouldn't.
even safe? No,
I don't
I
know.
agree with you 100%. It's not. I mean, I've been to TJ even like twice. Um, yeah, I've never really gone to TJ, but I know they're like I have a coworker who she does everything in TJ when it comes to like I guess dentist appointments. I don't know if she does it for doctor appointments,
Hmm.
but they do that and I don't know how safe it is, but I can't do that either.
Like I want to go, but like the risk is not does not match what I'm gonna get there probably. Like I'm just like I don't know. I'm like I can't get over. Maybe I'll go in like a tour group, but like I'm not just gonna drive my car there. It's just I don't know. That like makes me nervous, and
Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I speak Spanish, but it's just like I don't know any. I feel like if you know people there, then you're fine and you're kind of like familiar. But for me to just walk in, I know I'm gonna have like a like lost face and I'm like easy target.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. The more you're kind of just like, what's going on here? Yeah, they're gonna
Hmm.
notice and they're gonna hustle you. They're gonna, I don't know, try to, I wouldn't say kidnap you, but and let's hope that's not the case.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm good. No,
yeah.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
you're like, thank you.
Wait,
Thank
what
you.
nationality are you?
My parents are Mexican. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool.
yeah. What about you?
I'm Venezuelan.
Oh, nice.
Venezolana. Yeah.
Venezolana. My best friend, she's
Mhm.
Colombian slash Bolivian. So I
Okay.
really just
Neighbors.
like, yeah, yes, yeah, and I just love like Latinas and everything. Before I would just think it was Mexicans. Oh my God, my lack of awareness. But
He, oh, like
but
everyone was Mexican.
yes, yeah, yes, and like now like embracing more of like the differences in like Latinas, like Bolivian, um, Colombian, Venezolana, or even those who are from like Ecuador. I know somebody who's from
Yeah.
Ecuador. So it's just nice. It's nice coming together.
It's hard. Well, I think in Orlando, that's the one thing I will say that there's like I feel like there's Hispanics from like everywhere, like Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, like freaking every part. Like where there's a lot of Brazilians, like I feel like there's Brazilians here, but there's I just feel like there's like when you go to like a Latin, I feel like it was easier for me to like meet people from different places, whereas like here I haven't like gotten the chance to meet other like Hispanic people. I also have
Oh,
don't really know
really?
anybody, so I haven't like been
Oh,
out
okay.
to like a Latin night or anything. So I need to try. I need to get out there and try to do that.
Well, one thing for sure, there's more Mexicans than anything. So,
Yeah, that's fine though. I
so
love Mexicans. Any
yeah,
Hispanics, I'm
okay.
like, I just need familiarity right now.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. Um, and I mean, I guess I'm not familiar with San Diego, but
Hmm.
have you seen a lot of like Latinos down there?
Not really. It's pretty white. It's pretty white in San Diego.
Mm,
I mean, there are Hispanics, obviously. Where I live too, it's like convoy area, so there's like it's like a
mm.
big like Asian population here. Um
Oh,
there
nice.
are. I just like I also haven't really been going out and stuff. So like the only interaction I have is like when I go to restaurants or like so there are, but I think it is primarily Mexican too. I don't haven't met
Yeah.
anyone else. I'm my photographer, she's Brazilian, and I've met Brazilians, but because of her.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's so cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Are you planning to stay in SoCal for long or?
We'll see. So I moved here because of my boyfriend. He got a job in like video games, and so they like told him like, "Okay, well, you need to move out here." So I love it here though. Like I do not want to move, and I feel like I'm going to manifest buying a home here. I don't know how, but I'm going to make it
Ooh,
happen
yeah.
because I don't want to
Yeah.
leave. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
guess I
think that
need to
would be
become a
nice.
millionaire so I can buy a goddamn house here. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, especially that area that you're in. I know San Diego has nice places for like houses and everything. Orange
Yeah,
County, not so much, I would say.
I feel like it'd be hard
LA,
to buy a home.
no.
I mean, just in California, it's hard to buy a home,
Yeah.
especially in Orange County. Like, jeez, it's
Oh
crazy.
my
But
God.
it's fine. Well, I know
That's
you
so
wanted to
funny.
do this podcast because I know you had messaged me that you were like, oh, I want to try some new things. So, what are you going through like a new phase in your life where you're like, I just want to try, try different things?
Yes, so I guess like I mean, it's so cliche with like the new year, implementing like resolutions and everything. Um, and especially like for myself, I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm a Capricorn. I'm so sorry. It's so funny when I bring
Doesn't
up
that
my
mean you're
sign.
like emotional? Is I don't know. Wait, Capricorns are planners, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, it's so
You're
funny.
like
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And yeah, I have friends who they're very spontaneous and they're like, oh, like, oh my God, but you have to plan it. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm sorry. I just have to mentally prepare. Um, but that's one of those things, kind of just not being an overthinker on the things that I want to do. Like for instance, doing this
Yeah.
podcast. This is something out of my comfort zone. And it might
Well, you're
sound
doing
silly, but
great.
it's I'm good at talking. Like I could like in person, I'll just go on and on and on. And yeah, no, trust me, I could go on. But like for instance, like recording this and doing it, it's kind of more like, oh shit, like what are they gonna think? So rather
Yeah.
than overthinking it that way, just doing it and having, meeting people, having
Yeah.
these conversations, and just implementing more like change and more different habits of what I want to do, in my growth as well. Especially
Yeah.
because I think you were talking about like mentioning about women empowerment, and that's
Hmm.
huge. Like, even as little as like this conversation and whatever we have to say, could be a great message for like empowering women. And so I like that. That's very nice. And also brave of you for, you know, reaching out or just wanting
Thank
to like
you.
do podcasts with just not random people, but those
With
people
a
just,
random girl.
yeah.
Well, when you put it like that. No, but
I
it's
know. I'm like,
true.
no.
Like you're like, wait, no, I agree because I think like the biggest thing, and I really didn't like think that this podcast was going to turn into like what it is now because I had like a co-host and it was like something completely different. But I feel like the longer that I like connect with other women and like you had just reached out to me and I was like, it's just even just like having this moment where like two women are connecting and it's not like a competition. It's just like a
Hmm.
moment where like we can talk, get to know each other. Like I have some advice to give to you and you also have life lessons and things that you've gone through that you can share to me. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like giving a message that like we don't have to be in competition with each other all the time, or like we're not just trying to be
Yeah.
like the whoever is the prettiest, like, you know, we can like work together and like connect, and like, you know, we can all grow together.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome that you
That's
reached out. I was like,
huge.
thank you. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's what it's about.
Yeah. Taking risk, I guess,
Oh
as
no.
well. Yeah, like definitely. I could agree not being knowing that we're like it's not a competition. And not feeling intimidated or feeling like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
like different things going on, or as women, we need to be doing certain things at certain ages in life, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so it's
everyone's in their
yeah.
stage, and it's like you hear things like that others are, or like, and not even that you hear things, like I feel like when we're going through these issues, like I went through such a hard time like in college, because I was just like alone on so many things. Like I was like, one, exploring my sexuality, one, like I was broke as hell like in college, like just so many things that were all happening at once. And like I wished that I had this type of podcast, or like I had like different people that I could openly talk to, where like I was like, oh my God, or like, wow, you're going through that too. Like, okay, that relates. And like you have advice
Yeah.
to give. Like when you feel like, oh, okay, we're not judging, like we're just listening. So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah, that's so true. And it's so interesting that you bring up like the whole during college, of course anyone going through college, because I know I graduated 2 years ago, but it's the same thing, you know, that being broke or figuring things out, or just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like what's gonna happen next. And even now for myself, I would say just trying to see what's the next step, figuring out
Yeah.
myself, like who I am, after being like a student for so many years, or being like a girlfriend for so many years, and just yeah, knowing having like a good like support, like this podcast, and having like those good friends that can hear you out and also not judge. So it's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, I love that. Well, also, and
Mhm.
like you setting new habits, girl, I do that all the time. And I'm like, that is not cheesy. I'm like, you can be like I always say, I'm like, you can start your goals every month if you want. Like as long as you're doing something that is, you know, like you're trying to better yourself. That's all you can do. Like,
Yeah. No,
you
yeah,
know.
that's true. Giving yourself grace in what you're doing.
Hmm.
But I guess I mean, it's become exhausting for me because a lot of these habits that I'm trying to implement are healthy ones. They're not habits that I've
Yeah.
been living through like these past 25 years of my life, that I was just
Yeah.
like on autopilot. I was just on autopilot. It's kind of being more intentional with them, and like yeah, like if it doesn't work out this month, may start over again, or not just like, you know, um,
Yeah.
be hard on yourself. Yeah.
And not even, it's like you're starting over. Like it's funny because I used to have that like mentality when it came to like pretty much everything, like working out or like eating healthy, and like any of that. I'd be like, oh, I guess I have to start from zero. And it's like you're not starting from zero, because it's like, yeah, maybe you fell off a little bit, but it's not like you're starting all over again. It's just like, all right, well, I'm just taking one small step towards whatever that end goal is. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
it's a
Yeah, that's
process. Like,
good. It is. And I think one thing, something that I keep thinking about is like the rewiring on how you're viewing it. So like right now how you said,
mhm,
oh, it's not like you're starting over again. It's just, you know, starting to implement it again, or doing it again
mhm.
after not doing it for a while. So just rewiring
Yeah,
the thought
literally.
process, that's huge, and definitely it works all the time. It works all the time.
Yeah. Wait, so what made you want to like you said that you were kind of like on autopilot for a while. What was like kind of that moment? Like what made you want to like switch things up?
That's a great question. And I would say a lot of the things that were happening in my life, like being in a unhealthy relationship, or let's
Okay.
see, And actually, like, just in general, being tired of my own shit, like, if that makes sense.
That's the best. You know, when you get there, you're like, I'm ready because it's coming from you, not anybody else.
No, yeah, like I kid you not. Like I think last year I was like, I'm just tired of my own shit. Like I need to stop. Like I need to
That's real.
I need to change the things that I want or what I want to do and worry about myself and what the outcomes, like the positive outcomes that I want. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Just like
I love
that
that.
feeling, yeah, that feeling of like, okay, Jocelyn, like you have to change. Like there's something that you need to do different now with yourself. And yeah, that's pretty much why I'm like, okay, I'm slowly um
Yeah.
not living on autopilot, just waking up. I'm waking up from
Self-awareness.
yes, self-awareness. It's very difficult to get to when you don't know or you've never been taught how to like have it.
Hmm.
But it's a learning process, yeah. So it's nice.
That's awesome. It's true. Dude, there are just so many. I feel like there's just people that are just like zombies, right? They just like wake up,
Oh my God.
they do their
Mm-hmm.
job, they do just like their monotony of it's just like they get into like the monotony of life. And I feel like when you get into that space where like you're just going through the motions, like that's such a it's kind of a dark place to be because I feel like your life
Yeah.
just kind of like there's no like that spark of like or those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is what life is about. Like it's just part of that monotony. And like I went through it too,
Yes.
where I was just like, I don't know, like I just had that moment where I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I'm just going through the
Yeah.
motions, but I'm not really like feeling anything or like getting excited about anything. Like it's just the day to day. And a lot of people are
Yes.
there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I like it's yeah, no, I see it too. And kind of just appreciating the awareness that we that we have. Like even you
Like that takes
saying,
a lot. Like you being
it
self-aware enough to be like, I'm tired of my shit. Like that, a lot of people don't have that self-awareness.
exactly. And I mean I see it a lot like within family or friends or people that I know. I think there's like in my friend circle that I have, I would say there's probably like two people that I know that are very big on like wanting to make change or being very
Yeah.
intentional, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because everybody's kind of like on autopilot and it's not, yeah, it's nothing to kind of just like talk down on, but it's just
No.
being more like compassionate like towards these individuals or yeah, or just kind of like maybe making
Yeah.
it a like educational for them, like if there's something that um it's like differences in not understanding what you're saying or what they're saying. So it's yeah, it's all nice. Like when I mean I the way I see it, it's nice to kind of learn even if you don't
Hmm.
agree to that point of view or if they're just like how I said on autopilot. So it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. But that's good that you kind of had like a like that kind of like I guess self-awareness. I feel like I had a self-awareness and now I feel like I'm going through like a spiritual like realization. Like I feel like I'm trying to learn more things about like spirituality because I'm not a religious person at all. So that's the phase that
Ooh.
I'm going through right now of
Oh,
like
that's
just like
nice.
yeah, I mean it's different and it's very all very new to me. I'm like doing this program with like a friend that I interviewed Amanda. So, it's
Oh,
very
nice.
different. But I feel like that's the whole point. It's just like you got to keep learning or you're just going to stay where you are. You got to try new
Wow. No,
things,
yeah.
you know.
No, I agree. That's interesting that you mentioned that because I so starting the new year, I kind of like bought myself this planner slash journal, and it's
Okay.
very like it's very detailed. It talks like you put your what you're grateful for every day, the time you wake up, the time you go to sleep, Let's see, your mood, like what's your mood for the day, like you color it in. And then like there's
I love that.
one page. Yeah, it's very nice. There's one page where it kind of tells it asks like, oh, what your intentions are with like your mind, your body, and spirit, like spiritually as well. And I
Hmm.
was looking at that and I was like, like I'll get back to that because I was like because
Hmm.
I'm very big on like, my mind, my body, what I eat, but spirituality, I'm like, what? Like, so
Did
I
you
had to
grow up
Google it.
religious? Did you grow up religious at all?
Um, I would say yes, but I it was not practiced. So all I know
Okay.
is Catholicism.
Okay.
Um, yes.
Okay, same. So like it's weird because I feel like someone like people like us were like it's like okay, so it's weird. It's like my mom would always say like, "Oh yeah, like it's like she would refer to God, but like we never went to church." And I got like
Yeah.
confirmed. Like I did confirmation. The fact that we are who we are and the way that we think and like how we can like
Mm-hmm.
think so in depth and analyze things, like there has to be something that's just like deeper, like you know what I mean, it
Yes.
can't just be skin and bones, like there has to be more. Do I believe in like a heaven and hell? No, but I do believe in something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this spirituality program that I'm in, it's like all about like connecting with like the earth and the water and like connecting with like ancestral traditions. So like how the natives believed. So it's not like you're praying to a god, it's more of like you're embracing like the earth, like you're embracing the
Yeah.
water, you're embracing nature. So it's like a different way to like think about it. And I like it because I feel like I'm like, instead of giving thanks to a fake or oh my gosh, like please no one get offended by me saying this.
Oh, I am not
I'm like,
offended. Yeah.
I'm like, instead of giving like thanks to like a fictitious man with a beard or or an idol, right? Like someone
Yeah.
that you're idolizing, I'm giving thanks to like the earth that's like giving us
Hmm.
crops, and like I'm giving thanks to like the water that we need to survive. So it just feels more like impactful, and it's nice like to like I don't know, just to give thanks back and not just like you just go on through your life, but like
Yeah.
it's teaching me to like whoa, like take 5 minutes to meditate and like feel grounded and be thankful,
Yeah.
and like it's just different. So that's nice, like exploring that side of spirituality, because it's more of just like being more aware, being more in tune with like everything.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's, I mean, that sounds very beautiful because I think I mean, I Googled it, like I said, I
Like
Googled
what is
what,
spirituality?
yeah,
Oh,
because
I love that. Okay.
because I was under the impression that that's more of like connected with like astrology, but then I
Hmm.
Googled it and it kind of some examples that it gave me was like, oh, taking a walk at the park, kind of embracing
Hmm.
nature. So it's a lot of the things that you're mentioning, which is cool
Hmm.
because I feel like and it's just a like very simple like gratitude, like grateful thinking of
Hmm.
like the things that are around us, like the water, the ground, air,
And like energy, just like
energy. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I'm excited. How are you enjoying it?
it's good. It's just so like different. I'm like a person that's very practical. I'm very like if this isn't practical, it doesn't fit in my life, it's not needed. Like that's just
Mm,
how I am. So like but it's so interesting because it's like just like different concepts that I don't even think about. Like we talked about like energy, like surrounding yourself with like energies that are going to be positive, because it's like it's true, like you don't really think about it, but we are all energy. Like everything around us is
yeah.
energy. I give off an energy, you give off an energy. So it's like we were exploring that it's like the energies that are like that, like our conversation, like my energy is going to leave an imprint to you and your energy
Oh,
is going to leave an
definitely.
imprint to me.
Yeah.
And it's like so it's just like a higher level way of thinking of things that I don't
Yeah.
think we do on a day-to-day basis, that kind of makes
Hmm.
you like pause and I think like be more appreciative, like just be
Mm-hmm.
more aware too. Like you're just more aware. Like now, like when I'm conversing with someone, I'm like, why am I gonna give off like it's just like I don't want to give off of bad energy to someone else. So I just feel like I like have to
Yeah.
like take a step back and like calm myself down. So I don't know. I think it's different, but I do think it's very eye-opening.
Yeah, I like that. That's interesting because I, so
Exactly. That's
I,
the right word. It's interesting.
it's interesting. Yeah, because
Hmm.
I started therapy just 6 months ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So, um, I know like therapy, like in the Latino community can be very like, oof, let's not,
Like a
and my,
stigmatized.
even, yes. So my mom kind of was telling me, why are you in therapy? Like you could just talk to
You're
me.
fine. I'm dead. Like mom.
Exactly. It's so I laughed. I was like, "Oh, thank you." But
But I'm good.
sometimes, but I'm good. Exactly. Like, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it, but it kind of like I think it kind of correlates like the spirituality
Hmm.
with therapy because it's it goes back to um the awareness, like
Hmm.
making, yeah, so making the subconscious conscious. So that's where it all starts, like the awareness. And having awareness can suck sometimes. It's like, oh shit, like I wish I didn't know this, or
Yeah, because it's like now I'm aware of all these things. How do I work through it? And like that's what a therapist is there for, like making you aware, but then also like, okay, here are tools to help you work through this stuff.
exactly. And then you were talking about the spirituality of like the energy, what energy I want to give off, and
Hmm.
taking step back whenever, like, let's say there's a bad day going on and wanting
Hmm.
to like have that. Yeah, so it's very interesting. That's why I said it was interesting. And
There's
I
just
like that.
so many things in like life. It's just like even when I'm like I'll argue with my boyfriend and like we recently had like it wasn't an argument, but we were talking about okay, so I chose to not wear a bra to the grocery store because I just don't like
Nice.
wearing bras. I like
I
actually
believe,
don't.
yeah. I don't
Like
wear
it's just
bras
so
either.
uncomfortable. Yeah, it's so
It is.
uncomfortable. And like I don't have big boobs, so like it's not gonna be like
Same.
inappropriate, you know what I mean? And if you have big boobs,
Same.
like whatever. I just
Yeah.
whatever. He made a comment which he did not mean offensively. He's like the sweetest guy ever. He said something like, oh, your nipples are showing. And I like took it as like, why should I be embarrassed that my nipples are showing? And so he was like trying to
Yeah.
hide me, not hide me, but he was just like, oh my God, your nipples are showing. And I was like,
Yeah.
so? And then he said something that was like, well, I just hope that you're aware of what reaction you might cause from men. And I was so
Oh.
triggered by that. Like when I
Yeah.
tell you I was so triggered and I got so like angry. I was like, "Well, you know what? I don't care what like anybody else." Like I just
Yeah.
reacted like very like defensively. And then
Mm-hmm.
after we were like talking about it, and I was like, "You know what? You're right. I did react like defensively because I was like I never knew my dad growing up. He was not a part of my
Mm-hmm.
life. Like he walked out on my mom. They weren't married. Like she just got pregnant, whatever. He walked out. So
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a male figure in my life try to tell me anything. So
Yeah.
when he said that, I was like, oh, like, but I'm like self aware enough to realize that. But in the moment, I just
Yeah.
reacted because I was like, how dare
Yeah.
you try to tell me like anything about my body? But
Yeah.
after I was like trying to like I was like why did I react that way? I was like I still don't agree with what you're saying, but like I see what you're saying and you didn't mean it offensively. You were just saying yes, if you do show your boobs you might cause a reaction. That's a valid statement. But I reacted very defensively and I was like it's because of this. But it's like a lot of people are not self-aware enough to like make that connection. Like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
reacted this way because of this. They just react,
Yes.
and that's what
Oh
therapy
my
is for.
God.
To like
No. Oh
make
my
those
God.
connections. Like
And
this
that's,
is why you're reacting this way. We all react a certain way because of our experiences and like etc.
yeah, that's a great example actually, because sometimes when I get people tell me I like, why are you in therapy? It's so easy to joke around and say, oh, because of my trauma. But it's like,
Yeah, but it's
no, I
true.
mean, true. Yes, it is true. But it's also teaching me how to like not deal with people, but have those, so that type of awareness, like of like
Hmm.
reacting and then taking a step back and processing, like, okay, what's the real reason of why this was a reaction, or
Hmm.
and not, yeah, not, and making like, how would I word it? That other person, whatever they're saying, they don't come from a place of harm. It's just what, yeah, it's just how
It's their
messages are
life.
delivered. Yeah.
It's
So that's
literally, we're all walking like walking stories.
exactly, that's so funny. And I like the fact that you said you don't wear bras. Because I don't wear bras. Yesterday I
And
was
he's like, "Is that a statement?" I'm like, "No, it's just uncomfortable. Like, I don't like wearing bras." I'm not trying to like I'm not trying
I
to
love
save the
it.
female race, or like it's not like a feminist thing. Like, I legitimately don't like wearing bras.
Same here, girl. Like, I think, yeah, because I don't have big boobs. If I could, I wouldn't wear them ever.
Yeah.
But, but I kid you not, 90% of the time I don't wear one,
I
and
know.
it's fine. Like, it's fine.
But that's also like that's why I was like, just like free the nipple. Why does everything I was also telling him, I was like, why does everything have to be sexual? Like, just why can't women just show their nipples and it doesn't have to be sexual? I know it's gonna cause maybe like a response, but
Yeah.
it's like I just maybe it should be more normal so that when men do see a nipple, it's not like a nipple. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yes, but with the nipple, men are always topless and they're showing theirs, so I don't.
I don't get it. But anyways, we talked about it. I was like, it's okay. He didn't mean it offensively, but it was interesting like how that did trigger me. Like, and
Mm,
I didn't realize it in the moment, but then after I was like, wow, like I really don't like men telling me what to do in my life. Like, it's like a triggering thing because I just never
girl,
had that.
same.
So it's like absolutely not.
Yeah, I could
And that's with
agree.
anything, but I've had to learn that in my relationship. Like, it's hard for me to even take advice like with just anything. Like, my boyfriend's very techie and stuff, and like when I'm editing, whenever he tries to like, oh, why don't you just do this, like it's so hard for me to take advice from him. Like, I've had to like, okay, just accept it, like take his advice, like he's trying to help you, don't take it as if like, don't get defensive.
Wow. I honestly, I don't know why, but I'm like you. And it's not, I get defensive because I always see it as like, do you not think I'm capable of this? Like, do you not think I
Yes,
could do this?
I
Yeah,
feel the same
so
way.
yeah, and yeah, so I react when I get advice, but I've learned to accept it and kind of just take it in. And if I want to, I'll utilize it. If I don't, then I'm just, okay,
Hmm.
thanks. Like, we're good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's funny.
100%. Oh my gosh. That's yeah, it's interesting though, because it's like not many people like talk about that. And like, it affects all of your relationships. Like, just everybody has their own like, like things that they've been through, their own perspective, their own triggers and stuff. And so it's like you going through therapy and finding out like what your triggers are in your next relationship, you're going to be, hopefully the next person you meet, or if you've already met them, like you're going to be so much more likely to have a healthy, like great relationship, because you at least are coming into the relationship like being like, I know what my triggers are, so you can be more aware and be like, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
if they are trying to help me, like, okay, ooh, don't react, just like accept the advice, they're coming from a good place,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
so
no,
it'll just help
definitely.
you.
Yeah, that's so true, actually. My best friend was telling me the same thing. She was just saying, at least you'll know like what your triggers are,
Hmm.
what you will like in them, and if you do like them and it does work out, at least you'll be okay leaving them, not kind of just like sticking around tolerating the bullshit that that I've done before in
Yeah.
relationships. So it's nice. It's very nice.
So you did mention that you've had like not the healthiest relationship. Can you like talk more about that
Yes. Yeah, so
if
I
you want?
no, yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. Yeah, if it were for me, I'd start a support group. I mean, I can. I don't think I'm ready
Take this as
yet.
your support group.
Thank you.
I'm like, you can come on here and we can give advice chats to our listeners. So,
Exactly. That's so fun. Okay. Yeah, so the experience I've had, I mean, it's been what, like 10, no, not 10 years. I mean, I was young, high school, sweetheart and everything.
yeah.
Um, and I just think that
Oh,
we tend,
Jocelyn, can you back up? I'm so sorry. I don't know why you got out of frame really quick.
really, am I back?
Okay, yeah, you're back. I was only seeing your lips.
Oh God, that's so weird. Okay. Okay, yeah, so unhealthy relationships. I strongly think, like, believe that we learn from what we're shown in our family, like, whether if it's like your grandparents that raised you or your parents,
Hmm.
um, and it's so easy to confuse love for certain things, and definitely learning, yeah, like I said, learning from your parents. So I
Yeah.
think that kind of like went on, rubbed off with me with my relationships, and then especially being like um not the only girl, how would I word it, um the first daughter in the family being born.
Okay.
So just those things, um and like dating somebody for so long, and thinking, like I want to marry this person, but
Yeah.
also having and not being happy. I think that's one of the things, because I remember I would tell myself, I I'll leave, I won't be in this relationship anymore until I don't love this person. But I think that's
Yeah.
inevitable. Because
Yeah.
you can still love the person, but love them from afar, and then continue with what you need to do for yourself. And
Hmm.
that's basically what I try to do, implement things for myself, kind of live for myself, because that's one thing. And it goes back to living on autopilot. Start living for myself and learning how to do things for myself. Um, and I mean, it's scary when for so long you have somebody that's there with you, do everything together, do life, quote unquote, life with them.
Yeah.
But coming to the realization that this is, there's differences, there's unhealthy parts, not just from them, but like from me, that
Yeah.
I need to kind of
Yeah.
just go and like and work on. And if and it's like the common saying, if you love the person, let them go. Because it's, yeah, that's the basic
Like you knew that
foundation.
you guys weren't the best for each other, and it was just going to keep happening
Exactly.
until one of you changed or both of you.
Yeah, but then it's just like a broken record, right? Having these expectations of like, or romanticizing what the relationship could be rather than what it really is. Yeah,
Wow, that's actually very powerful
it
because I feel
is.
like a lot of people do that.
I
A
no,
lot of people.
no, girl, I agree with you. I mean, I have friends who I see that the relationship is unhealthy, and I'm not there to tell them like, you're stupid, just leave them. It's so easy for me to say leave the person, but
Right.
it's, yeah, they're gonna do it whenever they're ready. And yes, a lot of people do romanticize what the relationship could be rather than what it really is. And it's very hard
Hmm.
to come to that place, though, that thought of like, okay, this is not what the relationship that I want is being, or creating the
It's
change.
hard. And
Yeah.
like I can't relate because me and
Yeah.
my boyfriend had a pretty like I guess you could say toxic in the beginning, but it was just weird. Like we were partying a lot, we were drinking a lot. So like we were still getting to know each other. So
Hmm.
like mix that. I'm very opinionated, so is he. So like mix that with alcohol, and like it's like the first couple
Oh
of
wow.
like months of us dating, we would just have like very like explosive fights, not like physical or anything, like, but like I would yell and then he would leave, like, because we just like did not know how to communicate. And then mix that with alcohol, it's just like not good
Yeah.
when you're first getting to know somebody. So like once I was like, okay, I see like a trend, and I was like, we're getting into arguments when we're drinking, and it's like over something silly. Like, it's like you take it the wrong way, I'm taking the wrong way. Like, it took a long time for us to like, okay, well, we can't get drunk with each other until we learn how to communicate. So we like solve that. But like we once we actually like got to know each other, I was like, wow, we have like a beautiful connection on like a mental level. Like I can talk to you about anything, and like he's very like ambitious, and so am I. So like we're always helping each other on projects, and I was like, to me that's a very like important thing. Like I need someone
Yeah.
that's going to be pushing me and I'm pushing them, because we're
Yeah.
trying to go to the top together. Like that's
Yeah.
like number one for me. But I feel like a lot of people, it's like they never make it past that, or it's like they don't have a strong enough connection. And then it's like the idealism of it. It's like, oh well, like you're
Yeah.
sweet, you do these things for me, but then you have all of these other things that are like
Yeah.
lacking. But then they fixate on, oh, but he has a good job, he's nice, and he does
Mm.
the basic things. And it's like
Mm.
sometimes you have to assess, it's like, is it a deeper thing that you have with this person, or is it he just like a nice person that does the minimum that you're needing?
Yeah. No, and oh my God, the way you explained it about you and your boyfriend, that's a perfect example of like of growth, growing together with a
Yeah.
partner because that's what adults do. They even though it was not the best in the beginning, you both
Hmm.
were able to kind of persevere through it. And it takes two to tango. That's
Hmm.
what I always
Yeah,
say. It always
100%.
takes two to tango. He wanted it
Hmm.
and you wanted it. And so that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's good that you both were able to kind of just grow through it and still be together. Yeah.
That's a big thing that I feel like ends a lot of people, their pride. So you said pride. I'm like so interested in that, because I'm also, that was like something I had to really, really work on, because I'm also very proud. I'm so stubborn. So how did being stubborn like affect your last relationship?
Um, oh, a lot of ways. Just like it became more petty than anything.
Hmm.
Doing like it's I don't know if you've heard it before, but like it became more transactional than anything. So
Transactional. That's
yes,
interesting.
so it's and nothing sexual. It was
I was like, interesting. Tell me more.
more it's more of like I did this for you, so you do this for me now. And it could be like, well,
Mm,
I put gas in your car, so like can you do this now? So rather than having like
wow.
that goes
Okay.
in like let's say your boyfriend gets you a cup of coffee in the morning and then he expects something in return. Like that's how it became. And
Mm,
that's not exciting anymore. Like now it's like are
yeah.
you my are you another family member of mine now? Like and
You're like, I did
so
this for you. When are you going to do something for me? Wow.
yeah, so just things like
I mean,
that.
I could see
And
that.
yeah.
I
um
could see that happening. Like, just, yeah, that's
because
interesting. That's an
a
interesting
lot
dynamic.
yeah, it just became very like messy. And I think it's because the relationship was way past overdue. And it's like how I told you, it was a very young age where I started dating them and growing into
Yeah.
adulthood. It's like two different things, two different
Two different people.
paths. So it's I mean, I guess whatever happened happened, but it's nice now
Yeah.
for me. Like I'm trying to do what's best for myself. I got myself a dog. I
Oh,
never
can you
grew up
show
with a
him? Is it
dog.
a girl or a boy?
It's a girl. I don't know where she is. She's outside.
It's okay if she comes back
Yeah.
in.
But she's a girl, she's a mutt, and so I never grew
Hmm.
up with a dog. I never had a dog, and so this is like something new. I got my first tattoo, something I would have
Dang,
never done
girl.
before. Who is she, right?
I know,
Oh my
I
God.
love that. I've been wanting to get one. I
It's
can't
a
commit.
commitment. Yeah, girl, I know. I got myself a nose piercing. I don't have it right now.
Damn.
No.
She's just like out here. I
Oh
love
my
it.
goodness. But that's how I started. I did a nose piercing because I know that I can't commit and I get over things easily. And so I don't have
Yeah.
it anymore, but yeah, that's how, yeah, just doing things more that are
But that's like
spontaneous.
but you see like those little things, it sounds silly, but that's like your mind telling you like I need to change, like we need to change. So it's like the way of telling you like okay, do this, do that. And like it's a way to get I feel like it's a way to get you to like that deeper space that you are right now that you're trying to like grow mentally and
Yeah.
personally. It's like those little things were just like leading you there.
Big time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually true. And then what's next? I don't know what's next, but I'm excited.
None of us.
No.
None of us know. That's the freaking mystery of life.
Yeah.
What the hell is next?
What is
Scary.
next? Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to unhealthy relationships, it's just learning from it and going back to like
Hmm.
I'm tired of my shit. Um, tired of like these, yeah, kind of just realizing because it's so easy to think about it and speak about it, but if you're
Hmm.
not doing it, like where's what's going on? Like what's going on?
That's exciting though. Are you like taking like a breath? Are you like actively dating or are you like I'm in my work on me phase?
I would say I'm on my work on me phase.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I can't say more, but I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I get you, but like honestly, I went through a phase. I don't care. My whole life is on the fucking internet, so like, I feel like I went through a phase like right before I met my boyfriend. I was like partying so much. I was hooking up with random guys, which was fun, right? But I got to a
Yeah,
point that I was like. I just felt like so drained by all of it. Like I was like I'm so like mentally drained from like going out and like
yeah.
texting these guys. I like, yeah, that's fun, the banter and like it's like exciting, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
also like I'm like I feel so drained. And I got to a point where I was just like I want to work on myself. Like I'm like I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
to anybody. I'm gonna just like grind. I was like, I'm gonna I literally got another job because I was like, I need to save more and I want to go on trips. So I'm like, I'm getting a second job. I got a second job. And I just started like having fun with my girls, like going out with like no intention of meeting anybody. I was like, I'm just gonna have
Mm-hmm.
fun with my girls, like the people I care about, and that's it. And then
Mm-hmm.
after like a couple months, I was like, this man
Wow.
that I was like not interested in. Like literally I was like I'm not interested in you. And then after
Wow.
he was like
That's
trying to
funny.
get me and I was like no, like I'm not I was just like not like my heart wasn't like open. I was just very
Yeah.
closed off because I was in that mindset
Yeah.
of like I'm working on me. And then I like after saying no, I like a couple like 2 weeks later I was like he's actually a nice guy. And I was like,
Yeah.
something in me was like, maybe you should like give him a chance. Like he seems like a really nice guy. And then obviously like 3 years later, here I am. But
Oh, that's beautiful though. That's beautiful. It's
but it's
always
like you
those
need that
you
you
least.
time.
Yeah. Yes. Because
You need that.
I I do think of like, ooh, what it would be like dating, but I just think that's not me. I just don't wanna have short conversations. And I think now it's more of like wanting somebody that has ambition, like has goals, has, I think one thing has a degree for starters, and somebody who it's in that same mindset. I mean, it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
someone who's
100%.
passionate.
exactly. Like how you said you connected with your boyfriend a lot.
My boyfriend
Like,
also didn't have a job when I met him, so but he's
oh,
very successful
nice.
now. So sometimes, like as long as they have the ambition,
The
I don't
ambition,
know. I'm
yeah.
yeah, because I don't know. I'm always like I used to be that like I need like you need to check all these boxes. Dude, this man had a shitty ass car. He had no job. He makes really good money and he's super passionate when I met him he was always very passionate and I could see him like you really want to go after like this dream that you have and I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like I believe you.
Yeah,
So if you find someone that like you believe
yeah,
in, then you can open your heart. But other than
yeah,
that, then you're like very sweet. I feel
exactly.
like you have a very like beautiful like soul and energy and it's like you should value the energy that you're giving to someone else. Like you shouldn't give that away to anybody.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that. I hope somebody listens to this.
It's like
I'm just kidding. No, but yes. Yeah, it's like, hello, you see, I already did all this. But no.
I did all this work. I'm here. But you do like we all have to do the work. Like I don't know. There's a lot of women I hear like hop in and out of relationships, and it's like you never I don't think you really ever truly know who you are until you sit with
Mm,
yourself and you just have some time to be alone and like feel
mm-hmm.
that loneliness because in that loneliness is where you're going to find out who you really are. Like it's just you and your
Dude,
thoughts,
yeah. You,
like
you
you
and your
need
thoughts.
that.
No, it's so true. It's so true,
It's
girl. Like,
true.
I mean, I had therapy today and I was just telling my therapist how I've been feeling sad. Like, not, I mean, I'm happy, right? Like, I feel genuinely happy on the plans that I have for my life and like what I have going
Yeah,
on. But in my day to day, I'm like, I feel sad. And I even told my best friend,
it
and she
happens.
was like, well, why do you feel sad? And I told her, well, because I feel alone, like I'm alone. And
Yeah.
I told my therapist about it as well. So she was just kind of telling me, growth is lonely, like doing it. And then so I'm
Mhm.
like by myself, and literally it's just you and your thoughts. And I could
Do you live
yes,
alone?
yes, I do. So, it like how you said, so it's just you and your
Yeah.
thoughts, and
You
and
and your
sometimes
thoughts.
the thoughts can be negative, and I mean, not like oh,
Mhm.
not anything serious, but more of like
You're not telling you to kill
no,
yourself,
yeah,
but I know what you're
like
saying. Like, you're like, oh, why are you alone? Like, you let
yeah,
those like creep in, the
the
festering
first.
thoughts. I don't even know. I always think of like little trolls. Like, they're just like,
Yes, and just feeling stuck in the moment. And yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, so it's been a tough 2 weeks, but now it's more of like, okay, Jocelyn, like, you gotta stop. You have to get your shit together and do something about the things that I want to do. Because I can't be sad forever. Like, I have to
Yeah.
get up and go, and I have to get up and, move
Yeah.
and do, and
And like this is your space to find like your passion. Like, like I don't know, anything, like anything that moves you. Like you just said like, you love like dogs and like the fostering thing, like that could be something I don't know, or just sign up for anything. Like, I don't know. That's what I would do. Like when I was single, I was like, I'm just gonna sign up for this dance class. And like it's fine. Like I need to move my body. Like we'll see what this brings me.
yeah,
Like
just
just this is your chance to try new things
yes.
and
I
just figure it
know. So
out.
that's exciting. And that overwhelms me because it's like, oh my God, so many options. But
Yeah, I get you. So it's like so many options, and then you end up doing nothing. It's like
yeah.
overwhelming. So you're just like, too much.
Exactly. No, but I have
Oh
to
my
do so
gosh.
like I don't like the just being like stuck. So definitely um starting to think
Yeah,
of something. Yeah.
that's so exciting. Well, this is like, I don't know. I feel like I like being by myself. Like, I love my boyfriend, but I love that like stage. Like, I always say it. It's just so exciting to like wake up and do your little routine and like go to the store and like you have your own schedule and like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It feels so like freeing to just like wake up, do whatever you want. Like you don't have to wait for anyone to go anywhere or make any decisions. And like partnership
Mm-hmm.
is beautiful, but like in the stage that you're in too, it's
Yeah.
beautiful too. Cause it's like you're gonna grow so much, you're gonna meet people and just
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
true. No,
It's
yeah,
also
yeah, I
exciting.
agree. I love waking up in the morning because like I said, well, I didn't say this before, but my good friend, she's a mom, and I'm surrounded by a lot of moms, and
Okay.
so um, I hear them talk about like, oh,
Mm.
I couldn't sleep because my baby was awake, or this and that, and that's when I think of, to myself, I'm like, wow, like I'm glad. I have my me time.
You're like, it's just me,
Yeah, and
myself, and I,
yeah,
and your
exactly.
doggy.
And I get to wake up and, enjoy my cup of coffee and enjoy my morning shower and just enjoy and just kind of like
The little
exactly. And
things.
so definitely that's something like I appreciate. And even my drive to work, it's nice just appreciating the sun.
Yeah, it's just like the little things. But you're always gonna have
Exactly.
like those moments of loneliness. Even I do, literally. And I have people in my house all the time. So it's like,
Oh my goodness, that's so
and
funny.
I'm
You're
like,
like, okay.
or I just get, I don't know. I feel like as women, I'm just like emotional. Like I literally am like, I always tell my boyfriend, I'm like, if the wind blows the right way, I'll cry. Like I'm just like,
Oh my
that's
goodness,
just how
that's
I
so
am. So
funny.
it's like, just feel your sadness. Let the sadness come out. It's like a cleansing thing. If you start crying, it's like just cry.
Definitely.
It feels good afterwards.
Oh, girl. Yeah, yeah. I know it's something that I'm working on,
Yeah.
allowing the just crying, just allowing it.
You gotta let it out. If not, it's gonna get bottled in. No bueno.
Dude, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Um, yeah, it was really nice. I appreciate the girl chat. This is something I actually only do with my good friend Diane, which shout out to Diane.
Aw.
She's probably gonna listen to this. Yeah, so I,
Yay.
I have a new friend now. I'm just kidding.
She's gonna be like, who is this bitch? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh my God, but I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited for your podcast. I'm so
Thank you. I'm
excited.
like, hopefully more people listen. But at the end of the day, it's like you're a new person that we're bringing into the community. Like you being a part of this, like you're officially in your vibe tribe forever. So
Dude,
hopefully it'll
yeah,
keep
thank you.
growing.
That's so nice. I hope so too. Yeah,
Oh,
because this is nice. And yeah, this
thank
is
you.
very nice. So I'm gonna be like, listen to this.
Yeah, but yeah.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You
I
did
appreciate it.
amazing. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys.
Bye.